Every man has a moment in his life where he's forced to face a brutal truth. Your life didn't fall apart overnight, and it won't transform overnight either. Where you are right now, your confidence, your discipline, your success, your relationships, your mindset, isn't the result of one big decision. It's the result of hundreds of tiny habits you repeated without thinking. The good ones, and especially the bad ones. And that's what makes this so dangerous. Because most men believe they're stuck because life is unfair, or the world is against them, or they're missing some massive piece of the puzzle. They think they need a new identity, a new plan, a new mindset, a new opportunity. But they're wrong. What they actually need is far smaller and far more terrifying. One habit. One decision repeated consistently enough to make the man you are right now completely unrecognizable. See, everyone talks about wanting to level up. Everyone talks about wanting more discipline, more confidence, more money, more respect. But almost no one is willing to look in the mirror and admit, the life I'm living right now is the exact life my habits built me. And that cuts deep because it means something uncomfortable. If your habits created this version of you, then new habits could create a different one, a stronger one, a sharper one, a more focused one, a more relentless one. You are not trapped. You are simply repeating patterns that keep you exactly where you are. And the scariest part? You already know which habit is holding you back. You think about it every night before you sleep. You feel it when you look at yourself in the mirror. You hear the voice inside you whispering, if you fixed this one thing, everything would change. And you've been running from that habit because you know once you commit to it, once you stay consistent, once you become the man who follows through, you lose the comfort of your excuses. You lose the safety net of someday. You lose the version of yourself who survives instead of leads. You lose the part of you that settles. You're not 10 steps away from a different life. You're one habit away. One small, simple, unglamorous discipline. Done daily, done silently, done relentlessly. Until the life you're living today feels like a past life you barely recognize. This video is going to show you how close you actually are to becoming a man you once thought was impossible. Let's get into it. Most men don't understand the power of a single habit because they underestimate how quickly their identity can shift. They think habits are small. But habits aren't small. Habits are votes. Every day, you're casting votes for the man you become. When you hit the snooze button, that's a vote. When you scroll for hours, that's a vote. When you skip the gym, that's a vote. When you waste your evening, that's a vote. When you chase distractions, that's a vote. And whether you're aware of it or not, you've been voting for the same version of yourself for years. A man who wants more, but lives like less. A man who dreams big, but acts small. A man who wants respect, but spends his time on habits that drain him. A man who thinks about change, but never touches the habits that would create it. That's why your life feels the same. Not because you're cursed. Not because you're unlucky. Not because the world is unfair. Because the habits that built your life are still the same habits running your life. Let me show you how brutally simple this actually is. Imagine two men, both the same age, same environment, same income, same potential. The only difference? One man introduces a single habit into his life, a non-negotiable. Maybe he trains every morning. Maybe he reads every night. Maybe he cuts out junk food. Maybe he works on a skill for 30 minutes. Maybe he journals. Maybe he eliminates one toxic addiction. Whatever the habit is, he doesn't quit. He repeats it, day after day, silently, without flexing it online. At first, nothing happens. There's no applause, no transformation montage, no fireworks. But something subtle is happening. His self-image is rewiring, and discipline is the first sign of masculine power returning. Meanwhile, the other man? He talks, he plans, he gets ready, he says he'll start tomorrow, he waits for motivation, he waits for the perfect moment, and every day he waits, his habit votes for him, and his habit votes against him. 30 days pass. The difference is small, a slight increase in confidence, a slight improvement in clarity. 90 days pass. The difference gets wider. One man feels proud. The other feels stuck. 1 year passes. Now they don't even look like they come from the same world. One got sharper, stronger, clearer, more confident, more focused, more respected. The other got more insecure, more distracted, more lost, more frustrated, more numb. And all that separation, that entire gap, came from one habit. One. A single, consistent decision repeated until it changed the man. And then the man changed the life. That's the real secret. The habit transforms you, not the other way around. The habit builds your discipline, your self-worth, your identity, your standards, your respect for yourself. And when a man respects himself, his entire life rearranges. You walk differently. You breathe differently. You speak differently. You look people in the eye differently. You show up differently. You stop tolerating the things you used to tolerate. You stop giving energy to the things that drained you. You stop entertaining people who pull you backwards. One habit can flip your entire future, because the most dangerous transformation a man can go through is internal. And here's the truth most men avoid. You don't lack potential. You lack consistency. You don't lack ability. You lack discipline. You don't lack knowledge. You lack repetition. You don't lack ambition. You lack daily execution. Your brain already knows the one habit you need to fix. It's the one you avoid, the one you lie to yourself about, the one you keep postponing until next week. Why? Because deep down, you know that once you master that one habit, you won't be able to hide behind excuses anymore. You won't be able to pretend you're not capable. You won't be able to blame your circumstances. You won't be able to play small. A man who masters one discipline cannot lie to himself anymore. And that terrifies you more than failure ever could. That's why I'm telling you this. Your life changes the day you change. And you change the moment your habits change. If you want a better life, stop thinking about the finish line. Start thinking about the habit that gets you to the start line. Success isn't built in intensity. It's built in repetition. Tiny repetitions, small wins, daily deposits. You don't need a new life. You need a new pattern. And that pattern begins with one habit. One that you commit to so hard that the man you are today has no choice but to die. So the man you're supposed to be can finally take his place. Your life is not waiting for you to get lucky. It's waiting for you to get disciplined. If this hit you, if it pulled something out of you, don't just nod your head and move on. Like the video, comment your thoughts, subscribe for more. Stay disciplined, stay focused, stay relentless.